Hello, third graders. Welcome to week 2 of Fiesta Gardens Library during distant learning. Today, I'm going to read to you a chapter book. It's an all-time favorite of former third graders. The title of the book is Third Grade Angels. The author is Jerry Spinelli. You will see that I do not have the book. I just have a picture of the cover of the book, because today I'm going to be reading to you from my Kindle. I actually can't locate the actual book. I guess during COVID and leaving the library so soon, the book somehow got misplaced. So I was able to get it on my Kindle. Unfortunately, I was not able to get a new book for the library. Not yet, anyway. So today we are going to be reading Third Grade Angels by Jerry Spinelli. There are 17 chapters in this book. They're listed here. And today we are going to start with chapter 1. Chapter 1. And every chapter has a halo on top of the number. The title of this chapter is Finally, Chapter 1. I heard it first in kindergarten. First grade babies, second grade cats, third grade angels, fourth grade rats. I didn't like being a first grade baby. I wasn't a baby. I didn't like being a second grade cat. I prefer dogs. All this time, I've been waiting to be an angel, and now I am. Today was the first day of third grade. We could see it from the hallway as we headed for our new classroom. It was right on the door, a big sign. Welcome, angels. Our new teacher, Mrs. Sims, was standing there saying it to each of us as we entered the classroom. Welcome, Angel Brett. Welcome, Angel Heather. Welcome, Angel Emma. And there's a picture of the teacher greeting all of her new students. Amazing. How did she know our names already? She shook each student's hand. When it was my turn, she shook my hand and said, Welcome, Angel George. Only my teachers call me George. My real name is Suds. When we were all in our seats, Mrs. Sims gave us the biggest smile I've ever seen. I knew right away that we were the best class she ever had. I fired my best smile back at her. She held out her arms. Good morning, angels. Good morning, we shouted back. A boy beside me added, Teacher. We all laughed. Are you the boss angel? The same boy asked. Half of us were shocked and half of us just laughed. Mrs. Sims laughed. She thought about it. She nodded. Yes, I guess you could say I'm the boss angel. But, Joseph, she turned to the board and wrote her name in big letters. You can call me Mrs. Sims. Joseph nodded and looked across the aisle at me and said, Cool. I didn't know him. I figured he must be new. All right, said Mrs. Sims. Let's talk about angels for a minute. You've been a baby and you've been a cat and you know what they are. But what about angels? What's an angel? Her eyes swept over the class. Hands went up. A spirit, said Raymond Venati. A dead person with wings, said Holly Briscoe. Big white wings, Jeremy Muntz called out without raising his hand. Judy Billings was sitting in front of me. It was no accident. I had rushed to get the seat behind her. Her hand shot out in the air. Ooh, 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 she went. Yes, yes, Judy, said Mrs. Sims. Judy stood, even though the others didn't. Perfect in every way. The way she said it, so sure, I got the impression she knew a couple of angels personally. A picture of Judy Billings standing up, giving her answer. Mrs. Sims pointed to her. Good, all good answers. She motioned the rest of the hands to go down. Now, let's talk about... Christina Serrano practically screamed, Mrs. Sims, your earrings are angels. She was right. Dangling from Mrs. Sims' ears were little silver angels with wings. A couple of kids clapped. A couple of kids said, "Cool." Beside me, the new Joseph kid said, "You da chick," but not loud enough for the teacher to hear. Mrs. Sims bowed. Thank you, friends. You are very observant. Last year's class didn't notice till the third day of school." She clapped her hands. "All right now." Where were we? She pointed to Judy Billings again. "Yes, perfection. I've heard that too. Whatever angels may be, everybody seems to agree that they are perfect." "All right." She looked us over. "Show of hands. Anybody here perfect?" We all turned around to see if any hands went up. One did. Mrs. Sims seemed surprised. Well, Joseph, congratulations to you." Joseph grinned and slapped his own hand down. "Nah, just kidding." Mrs. Sims pretended to wipe her brow. "Whew, you had me worried there for a second. I wouldn't know what to do with a perfect third grader." "Send him to angel school," someone piped up. Everybody laughed. Mrs. Sims laughed hardest of all. It was only when she stared at me and gave me a thumbs up that I suddenly realized the one who said it was me. I couldn't believe it. I never did anything like that in my life. I never speak in class unless I raise my hand first. What got into me? I wondered if it had something to do with sitting next to Joseph. And there's Mrs. Sims laughing. "I can see I'm going to love this class," said Mrs. Sims. "Okay, angels are perfect. Real angels, that is. But we're not real angels, are we? We're third grade angels, people type angels, right?" "Right," came the calls. "So," she went on, "the best we can do is," she waited to build up the suspense, "the best we can do," a couple of popped up. "In other words," she said, "in order to be good third grade angels, all you have to do is do your best." She looked us over. "Got it?" "Got it," we all said. "Okay," said Mrs. Sims, "but I know you guys. You like a little reward for your trouble, right?" "Right." "You want a little prize at the end of the road to make it all worthwhile, right?" "Right," we shouted back. "Well," she said, she reached into her desk drawer. "Have I got a prize for you?" Chapter 2, The Prize. And you see the halo is over the number 2. It was a circle of yellow cardboard. "Halo," voices called. "Halo it is," said Mrs. Sims. "Wonder if it fits." She put it on her head. She smiled and blinked her eyes like an angel. I guess we all laughed. "So," she said, "who would like to win a halo?" Every hand went up but one. Mrs. Sims looked surprised. "Not you, Joseph?" Joseph shrugged. He dragged his hand into the air. "Sure, why not?" She nodded. "Indeed, why not?" "So, here's the deal," she continued. "Beginning in October, one angel per week will get to wear a puppy just like this halo." By puppy, she meant halo, which she waved at us. "When your boss angel week is over," she grinned at Joseph, "you may take your halo home. You may sleep with it for all I care." And there is the halo she's showing to everybody. We laughed again. "So, you ask, how do I get my halo, Mrs. Teacher?" She pointed at us. "Ha, good question. Becoming an angel? That was easy. All you had to do was make it to third grade. But this," she jabbed the halo at us, "this you have to work for. This you have to earn." Billy Umberger's hand was waving. "How do we earn it, Mrs. Sims?" She blew Billy Umberger a kiss. "I love a kid who asks a good question." We laughed. We were spending a lot of time laughing. Let me throw the question back at you guys. She called us guys. That was cool. What do you think you have to do to win the halo? Hands went up. She called on Judy Billings. Judy had a butterfly thing holding her hair back from her right ear. I had liked Judy Billings ever since first grade. But I never before had such a good look at the back of her ears. Talk about perfect. Any angel would be proud to have that ear. Be good, Judy said, like she was daring anybody to disagree. Okay, said Mrs. Sims. She repeated it as she wrote it on the board. Be good. She turned back to us. What else, Ronald? Help people, said Ronald Chu. Mrs. Sims wrote on the board, helpful. She looked us over. Jindei Owen said, be nice. Nice, wrote Mrs. Sims. And so it went. Friendly, obedient, Mrs. Sims wrote behave instead of obedient. Joseph put his hand over his mouth and whispered real low, boo. He looked at me and grinned. Do your homework. Eat your vegetables. That was Bernard Weber. Lots of laughing about the vegetables. Wash your ears. Neat cubbies. That was me. Give the teacher an apple. That was Joseph. Laughing and clapping. Mrs. Sims wrote, love your teacher. There were big cheers, even a whistle. And there is Mrs. Sims writing all of the attributes of being an angel. By the time the last hand was called on, the board was almost full. Mrs. Sims took a deep breath. Well, there you go. Look how many ways there are to earn your halo. Get the picture, angels? Yes, we all shouted. She snapped her fingers and pointed to us. All right then, I've done my job. The rest is up to you. She looked at the calendar on the wall. 25 days until October. I wonder which angel will be first to get their halo. We all wondered with her. Mrs. Sims, it was Billy Umberger, itching for another kiss, I figured. Yes, Billy? Does everybody get a halo? Mrs. Sims blinked, like the question surprised her. I hope so. I expect every one of you to prove to me you're worthy of being an angel. I've been doing this for 12 years now, and so far, every one of my students has earned his or her halo. Somebody blurted out, even Gerald Willis? I heard gasps. 23 heads jerked in my direction because the somebody who blurted that out was me. Joseph reached across and punched my arm. You da dude. I couldn't believe myself. All of a sudden, it was like there was no door between my brain and my mouth. As for Gerald Willis, he was a 5th grader, a troublemaker, and a big bully. The class was laughing, but Mrs. Sims wasn't even smiling. She stared at me. I said, everybody. I wanted to jump to my feet and call out, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Sims. I don't know what's getting into me. I'm not usually a big mouth. The bell rang for recess. I was the first one out the door. That was the end of chapter 2. Next time, we will go to chapter 3. And the title of chapter 3 is Boink Bunk. We'll talk more about 3rd grade angels. I hope you enjoyed the beginning. I look forward to next time. Bye-bye, 3rd grade angels.